Okay, guys, so before I delve into how to use Canva to design your self-help ebook, I think it's really important to set the foundation for your ebook design so you know what works and get inspiration from what works, right? Now, as a marketer, I rely all too much on the concept that it really makes no sense reinventing the wheel, especially if someone has already done the work for you. So what do I mean by that exactly? Well, if there are people out there who have already designed their own ebooks and they have sold multiple copies of them, then one of the assumptions that you have to make is that that ebook cover contributed to those sales, right? So what do? You seek inspiration from them. Don't copy, however, just seek inspiration. And to do that, I'm going to use Amazon and show you exactly what I mean.
I'm going to click on bestsellers first. Then I'm going to come down here at the side to books, or you can just click see more here. And Amazon is going to show me the top 100 best selling books. So that will go all the way to 100. And you can look here on the side where they're showing the different categories of books, right? So this, I also like to take a look at this to see books, for example, in specific niches that I may be writing on. And all I'm really doing when I'm looking at the books in general is I'm just going to be studying their covers. Now, when you're thinking about your book cover, you really want to think about what will be attractive to your audience. Of course, there's no way to know this unless you test it, but you can use other bestsellers, ebook covers as inspiration. So let's suppose that I'm writing in the gardening niche. So I'm going to click on home and garden. Then I'm going to click on gardening. Then I'm just again going to study the book covers here in this niche. And so far, what I am noticing is that most of these covers have illustrations or images on them. A lot of them so far has images and illustrations. Right? I don't really see any book covers that has text only. I can see that there is an author image here, an author image there, another author image there. And it's more than likely that throughout the categories in this bestseller category that you'll come across these three main designs. So that is a cover with text only, one with text and images, and another with the author's image on it. So that really is the first step. Choose your category from this list here at the side. Then go through the books and see what's standing out to you. Right, so I'm going to go to another example. Going to go back to books. Let's have a look at the business, finance, and law category. So again, I'm just scrolling through and I'm having a look at the covers. And so far, what's really standing out to me is that most of these book covers here has text only. Right? Text only, text only, text only. Right? When I looked at the gardening category, however, I look through these covers, most of them have images, right? A lot of greens, a lot of foliage, and they have images that represent what the title is about. So, How to Garden, you'll obviously have garden tools and plants on it. The Resilient Garden, it's green with an illustration of plants and shrubs at the front. Right, let's look at one last category. I'm going to go to the self help category. The first three, well, these are all audiobook covers, but the first three of them, they are text only. So again, a lot of text only, and then also some images as well. So you really begin to get a feel for what to include on your cover. And what's jumping out at me here is that likely my book cover will have an image that closely represents the title with text, or one with text only, like these ones here, just text, text, text. Another thing that's standing out with covers that's text only is that the text is quite bold. So and it spreads across the page, across the cover. So like this one, it stems from the top to the bottom. This is how it looks as a book cover. This one as well, quite bold text. So this will make it easy for the audience to read and understand what the book is about. And also, what's standing out too is that it goes against a bright color to contrast with the text. So, for example, this blue one here, a blue background against white text, an orange black background against black text. So when we think about using color in our book covers, you may want to use color to convey emotions, for example. So what you want the person to feel, or what color actually represents the subject of the book. So it gives your audience a feeling for what they will read. So this could be another step that you're taking to identifying what colors you may want to use on your book, depending on what the topic is about. Or if you don't want to use text only, then looking at these book covers, it would appear that the image closely aligns with the topic of the book. Right. So right now I am in the health, family, and lifestyle category. And if I look at this book, for example, The Glucose Goddess Method, it it includes the use of food items in the background, which is understandable why it would use those items, because it's speaking about glucose. Ultra processed people shows processed food in the background and has this bread item in the background. So I suppose it may at some point speak about this in the actual content of the book. This one here really stands out to me because it's about menopausing and appears to show women fleeting around. So this here looks like a woman. This here with holding hands, probably as a sign of support. So the use of these images really make it easy for me to understand what the book is about at a glance. And then combined with their bold text is really easy to read as well.
Okay, so when deciding on your ebook cover image, here are a few rules of thumbs. So you can see from 3 of those book categories that they had very few images of the author on the cover. Now, images of authors on ebook covers are typically used when the author is well known or a person of interest, for example. That's why you see books like Robert Kiyosaki, Jay Shetty, Steve Harvey. And because they are well known, having their image on the cover, it makes sense and it's more likely that they will get sales. So people might share them, people might be speaking about them, and it really helps with saleability and also getting their ebook visible. So there's a reason why people use their own image on their ebook. So before you consider using your own image, for example, on your ebook cover, ask yourself whether you can leverage it to drive more sales and visibility. Now let's talk about those ebook covers that mainly had text on them. So they were very text heavy. They hardly had any images on them, and those that had illustrations and images. Now you saw that from all 3 categories, we had a combination of images, illustrations, and text. So it might be a good idea to have an ebook cover that only had text on one, for example, and then an image and text on another. And if you can't decide when it comes to marketing the ebook, remember I spoke about a tactic in my last video that you test and see what works, right? So have 2 to 3 different book covers that you like and test and see what works as you market your ebook. So what you're looking for is whether people might click more on one ebook cover over another. And when you have the results of that test, just focus on the one that generated the most engagement. And on the topic of marketing your ebook, if you have not yet gotten hold of my 10-day step-by-step action plan to launching and selling your digital product without using competitive marketplaces like Etsy or Creative Market, then I'm going to leave a link in the description box below for you to check that out. Okay, so that's a few secrets to creating best-selling covers for your ebook. Now, let me show you how easy it is to create your own ebook cover with Canva without hiring expensive designers to do them for you. And even if you don't have design skills, a good ebook cover is accessible to anyone using Canva. Okay, so I'm here in Canva and I'm going to go to create a design.
then ebook cover. You can search here in ebook cover, but I already have it up in my list. So I'm just going to click on it. Now, before you design anything, you really want to be careful at this stage, because depending on where you are writing your ebook, you also want to make sure that your cover is the same size as the page on which you're writing. So if you're writing it on Google Docs, for example, Google Docs page size is 21 centimeters by 29.7 centimeters. So you want to resize this cover before you do any designing. And you can do that by just going up to resize, change this pixel drop down to centimeters, and then change the numbers in here. So 21 centimeters by 29.7. Now, this is a pro feature, so I am not able to change it because I am on Canva free. But for those pro users, this is where you will be able to change it. If you want to have a workaround, then you can go back to Canva and instead do a custom size. So that's where you can select here, centimeters, 21 times 29.7, and then create new design. So it will come up with the exact size of the ebook cover. And if you come up here to design, this is where you will see all the templates that Canva gives to you. But because we are not specifically in the ebook cover document, you will find all different types of designs, from flyers, from CVs that they have. But if you just want to look for a specific category, a specific topic ebook, you can search their templates. So let's say I'm creating a fitness ebook or a yoga ebook. I'm going to search for yoga ebook, and Canva will give me some suggestions of what I can use for my cover. I'm just going to select this one and bring it to my canvas. And I'm just going to remember what I saw on Amazon and use that as a guide for inspiration. So they had a lot of images and then text. I can leave this image as is, but if I decide that I don't like this image, I can simply click on it and delete the image and replace it with one of Canva's other images. So I can do that by going to photos, and then I'm going to search yoga poses perhaps. Then I can select any of these images here and add it to. So let's say for this one, for example, I want to position this to the back, right? So it might be something like that. But then I can see that the font is blending in, obviously because the background is light. So I think I'm going to go back to using the old image. But this is how you are able to add new images if you don't like the ones that Canva has given you in their templates. Now, if you want to change the font, let's say you want this in your brand font, you can select it and then simply go to the font selection and then change it to whatever font you want. The only thing that I really want to change here is I perhaps want to add my name here as the author. I think I might move the author name below here. And let's make that center. And then you can change this to the title of your own ebook. So you may decide that you're doing yoga poses for back pain, for example. Fifth day yoga poses for back pain. Okay. All right. So you have your ebook cover design. If you want to title it so that you can find it later for reference, you can do that here.
and then we can download this image. So I can share, download. I'm going to leave it as PNG and then download it to my computer. Okay, guys, so I shared with you some secrets to finding inspiration for your cover artwork, what to consider when creating cover artwork, a tactic to marketing your ebook by testing your covers, and how to design it using Canva. Please give this video a like if you found it helpful, and make sure you subscribe to come back to more videos on creating and selling digital products, especially info products. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye now.